So, there is a new video of Stalker. Let's see what it's all about, right?
Come to me.
After years of work, a group of scientists managed to tap into the noosphere, the Earth's informational field. Conquest of space.
Are you seeing this? This looks very linear. Everything here is extremely linear, right? There's no doubt about it.
Don't want the innocent to suffer.
And what do we have a decade later? The Zone.
So this I like. This here. The houses, what is this? This type of stuff, you know, the train station, everything. That is a good sign. They're doing a throwback. They're going back to what works, right? But this other stuff, most things I've seen of people hating is the freaking tunnels. You know, the underground labs, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's interesting the first time. There is no replayability because it just sucks. You're just in this cramped corridor and you just walk from A to B and it's not fun. And this...
My men are still alive.
That is my fear. And last time I did a video about this, I mentioned, you know, their wording is very similar to Metro. It sounds like they're trying to do a Metro thing, right? And this doesn't contradict that in my mind. You know, look at this. This is very, very Metro. It might not necessarily be a bad thing, but it's not Stalker. This doesn't... what is here? This looks like this is good, right? And where is the houses and the train station? That is also good. This is very good stuff. This is Stalker. This scene right here. This is Stalker, right? Yeah, it's a lot of scripted stuff. I don't mind it actually. It could have used more of this in the original game, I guess. So I don't mind this scripted.
See.
But it just furthers, you know, the campaign feeling. It just stuck with me, this campaign wording that they're using. Let's see here. So here is my shitty video, right? Let's go through some comments. They had very interesting things to say here. Right? This one. I think this is my favorite right here. Many people are concerned here. Let me say something to that. As a die-hard Stalker fan, I can truly say that GSC isn't like Activision or any greedy company. They love their fans, so they will work hard to make the game appealing to the most die-hard fans and also to the newbies that are only starting to get into the game as a fresh loaner. Proof? Well, they wanted to implement the NFTs for the backers, so everyone in the backers would get something special as a little thank you for backing the game in the production stage. It backlashed and fans didn't want none of that, so they rushed back and cancelled that idea. It's a good point. They listened to the fans. Now, maybe that is just damage control, but nevertheless, that is not Activision, that is not EA, that is not Bethesda, right? This here, yeah, that is a good proof. Second, cutscenes are probably in the game, as this may be more West-oriented game. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. The cutscenes, there is not many cutscenes in the originals that I can remember. It's not bad. Like, as long as you don't have the time action, like press X to do this or whatever, then I'm fine with it. Good story there's nothing wrong with a good story. Third, controllers. Well, I'm not a console player by any means, but I think Stalker might be a little bit too hard to play on console due to lack of F5 and F9 key lemao. Yeah, that is this one, dude. I recently, like, or after, I don't know, a few years of playing, I stopped using the save scumming, but I still use the F5 because of the crashing. But the save scumming is kind of ruining the experience. But when you have these hardcore mods and stuff, it's almost impossible to not play with the F5. But honestly, the game might be easier, so the new players can focus more on the story rather than surviving the next ice storm or random skirmish between factions. Yeah, but this is my problem here, right? Stalker, yeah, it is a story game, but it's more of a original survival game rather than a story game. You're playing a story, but it's more about the survival. Overall, I think they will stay true to the original series, but it will be with a small, hopefully, Western twist to it for new and upcoming players. This is what I hope. This here. Dual Lead. He's a good guy, right? I wrote here, you're awesome. You should work as a PR representative because he's giving hope in a sense, right? It makes sense in this stuff. Also, a quick note: the extras for camp stuff, backpacks, etc., will not be more than a cosmetic change to the game in the game. Sure, more stories and more things available to the player that paid, but more, I think every true stalker like me will just stay true to the gameplay and rock through the real loner. Cheers. I don't know, dude. This extra stuff, right? That is one of my main things here. The extra, that is a big red flag for me. A lot of people have pointed out to me that it was in the original. I missed that. I totally missed that. I didn't know they had in the original. I only had the CDs of the original. Rebel Jack 2798. Yo, I still have Stalker Shadow Chernobyl backpack to this day. Their shit holds. This guy. If their new stuff is as good as their old stuff, yeah, sign me up, bro. This is gonna increase in value, right? There was things that I didn't talk about, and it's the controller. Like, if you're gonna have an Xbox controller, right? I don't believe with the inventory management, just the anomalies and stuff. You need kind of precision, and you need to be fast as well. It's possible, yeah, but I don't think you're gonna have a good time. I think it's gonna be stressful. This one, Samuel Bunnell, 6647. Most of your complaints are already answered in Discord posts, website posts, interviews, and also just on the screen that you were looking at, stating that it will have single player campaign isn't an issue. It tells the audience what it is, a single player story mode. If they just said single player story mode, the 2 expansions are just fine. Expands the main story and you will still get the main story. Just maybe something else down the line, like a side story in Metro Exodus. You're bringing up Metro again. Metro and Stalker have a lot of similarities, but none of them want to be like the other. They're different. At the core, they're different, right? So, expansion story, right? It shouldn't be a thing that you expand the main story. And it's actually, like, it's the wording again. Expands the main story. If it's like Far Harbor, that doesn't expand the main story. It's a side thing. We want a side story then, not a main story that you pay for behind the paywall. And we can go back to, they're not native English speakers, but neither am I. It doesn't really hold up, I think. It doesn't cover my concern. The skins are most likely so you can have stats of armor you like, but have visuals you like. Isn't that the whole thing? If you have that suit, a unique suit that is for example, with a bullet hole, right? It's like a unique suit. It's super special because you find it at some shot prototype scientist thing, right? That is gonna make that suit so much more special than just a skin that you can put on any suit. I think it's this weapon skin and armor skin is gonna take away from the experience if it is from this pre-order thing. If it's within the game, you have earned it by doing special missions. That is good storytelling. It's rewarding. I would like with the weapon skins, but I would like to pay in-game money for the engraver, the mechanic. Maybe he can do it if you find this Dremel or something. There is opportunities here that does not involve paying extra in the pre-order. As for the open world, they said it is. Okay, so this I have missed. I have missed this. This is a very good sign, right? If they said somewhere, probably on the Discord, it's a 60-ish kilometer seamless open world. That is really good. It doesn't look like it from either of the trailers. It looks like it's Metro. That's the bottom line. It doesn't look like Stalker. It looks like Metro. The original is, it's classified as open world, but it's more instance. Like you have these chunks that you move around. When you're free inside the chunks, you're free to move between the chunks. That is open enough for me. As long as we don't get these just cramped corridors all the time. I understand you might need a transition, right, in the tunnels and everything, like in the originals. But the main focus of the trailers are in these cramped spaces. If the focus is seamless open world, why would you only focus on the cramped spaces? And then you have just a few scenes with the open world. This is the main focus on the original, right? A new A.Life.2 definitely shows that it will be autonomous open world game. The new A.Life.2 definitely shows it will be an autonomous open world game. That is a very good sign. It's a very good point. I do want this game to succeed. They have been pretty open about the game so far on their website and Discord. Well, as open as they can without spoilers or a new trailer. I don't know. I feel like they could have been more open about some details. But then again, I haven't been, digging that much, right? I've just been to their website. As it should be. It should be enough to just be at the website. Blondie, 7194. Yeah, this is simple. It's great. I share the same concerns, to be honest, but I hope for the best. I hope they don't try to turn the Stalker series into something it isn't and remove the soul it had. Yeah, absolutely. This is a good one. Yeah, this is my biggest fear here from Rosen B16, because Stalker 2 is for consoles too. I have a bad feeling that it will be some bullshit like tips popping up, press F3 times to climb, right? That is, or move your mouse counterclockwise to pick a lock. Collect 5 sticks, 3 cloth, and 7 electronic parts to craft a detector. I mean, this guy, this is a really good one. I take this to heart because this is my biggest fear of all of it. It can be cramped and everything. I just don't want this, right? But if this is not in it and it's still like Metro, I'm still gonna complain. Here's the thing though. Yeah, I'm gonna complain if it is like this. But if it isn't, I'm gonna praise this game. I'm gonna make a video that I was wrong about this. I wish it succeeds. I'm a diehard fan. Somebody said, I'm some Russian troll. I'm not Russian, by the way. And I'm not a troll. And somebody said that, I'm just shitting on the game. Just just here we go again. Somebody shitting on the game. Blah, blah, blah. No, here's the thing. I love this game. Or the Stalker series, right? I think I'm doing a good service giving my take on it. Lowering the expectations, lowering the hype Maybe they get less pre-orders, but if they make a good game, they will get all the money because the diehard fans are gonna praise this game. They're gonna spread this game, and the proof is in the pudding. It's gotta show for itself with good gameplay. Awesome creators are gonna make good videos about it, and they're gonna give the justice it deserves after launch. Conrad 4514. The audience of Stalker in 2022 is divided into two parts. The first made up of the majority from the ex-USSR and a few Europeans now in the 30s, that is me, who remember the original game and like their atmosphere and unique feel, versus a new audience who discovered Stalker with Anomaly and Misery like mods. Many of these new Stalker fans have never played the original games. They just want single-player Tarkov with mutants, just some post-apocalyptic survival game. You would expect GSC to balance the new game to satisfy both audiences, but now that GSC have announced that they will not release the game in Russia, you can only expect them to only please the Anomaly survival fans for obvious final reasons. I don't know. They were pretty far into the development before the whole Russian thing, right? So I think that is not a concern. They're not gonna change the whole game, right? Somebody said about this pre-order thing here. Yeah, the game, the developers, they're in war. They need the money. This is a decision that was before the war. This have nothing to do with the war. The pre-orders have absolutely zero to do with the war. If they would ask for money, I would donate, but I wouldn't pay this. But I would donate for them. This feels like a money grab. Asking for money to survive or to be safe is a different thing. They have nothing to do with each other. This pre-order thing and bonus thing have nothing to do with the war. I am absolutely certain of that. I don't make these videos to be political. These videos have nothing to do with politics. These videos have nothing to do with the Russian war. I just answered some of the comments. I actually have some hope. It's going to be interesting to see when it finally drops.